Hello, hey guys, welcome to another edition of this do-it-yourselfer channel. Hey, on this episode, man, on this video, I'm gonna try to make a beach chair. So what I'm gonna try to do is that I'm gonna try to put some wheels, they're beach wheels, so that way I can move a handicap person from point A to point B. And that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. This is an invention. I mean, I didn't see it from nowhere else. And I'm gonna try to make it. I previously got these wheels from eBay. I wish I could get some bigger wheels, but I didn't. So the first thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna remove this little plastic stoppers. These are the ones for the back of the chair, the back legs. That's where the wheels are gonna go. Okay. So I'm gonna remove that one, and I'll be back with you. Alright, so again, I'm gonna try to reinforce this with this metal. What I want to do is make a U shape right here, and then all the way to the other side, and reinforce the other side. So that way the wheels, they can put the weight of the person, it can be over this metal instead of this one. So I want to run a so I'm gonna cut a piece passing this bar, and the other one is gonna be a U up to here and then over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and gonna start by cutting the pieces, and then I'm gonna solder it. All right. By the way, this is the piece of metal that I'm using. All right, 1.5 inches by 48 inches. It's a very strong metal. Okay, I purchased at Home Depot the whole bar, and this is how we're gonna be working on. All right. So I'm gonna be cutting two 4.5-inch plates because I want to pass the bar. So one for each side, because I'm gonna put one screw in here to hold it, and obviously the tire is gonna hold the other one. All right. Alright guys, so I'm gonna measure 4.5 inches. Just right here. And that's where we're gonna be cutting. Alright, we're gonna try to go straight with the metal cutter and try to follow that line. I'm gonna measure 4.5. And cut the second piece. Alright guys, so we got two pieces. We're gonna clean them up on the grinder. Alright guys, time to clean. Make sure to wear safety goggles. Okay. All right, so on one end, we're gonna do a V shape. Kind of like that. I'll tell you why later on. But for soldering purposes, I'm gonna clean the other side. Alright, we got the first two pieces. Let's keep going. So I put a clamp on the bottom of the leg. I got the long piece of metal. I got the other one. And the only reason I did that is just to take a measurements of the small piece of metal that is going to be soldered to that. And it's 3/4. So I'm gonna need 3 little pieces of 3/4 to solder this part. I hope you know what I'm talking about and what I want to do. I just want to make a frame on the bottom, so that way the weight of the wheels sits on that frame and not on the aluminum frame of the chair. That gives a little bit of strength to the chair itself. Okay, so I'm gonna cut those little 2 pieces, 2/4, and I come back to you. I'm not gonna show you how to cut them because I already showed you how. So let's do it. All right, guys. So I'm back to the soldering. What I want to do is I want to tackle it right here. Yeah, so I want to tackle it right here and on the other side first. And once it's with 2 tackles right there, I can remove this because this it can be damaged. I'm also going to put a cover this because a lot of the stuff goes and damage the fabric. So I hope you get the idea of what I want to do. Okay. So this is basically it. Alright. So I am not a good welder, but that's how it works, alright? As you can see, I'm a really bad welder, but I think you get my point. After that, I'm gonna just sand it down and see if I can make it prettier. But I got this little part. Now I gotta work on the other one, which is this one right here on that side. Okay, I'm not gonna show you this one, the one that I'm gonna do on this side, because it's the same thing on the other one. Then I'm gonna put a metal right here on the middle, and well, let's see what happens. It's not pretty, but I think it's gonna be strong. Okay, so I just soldered the second part. I just want you to see how this thing came out. Very ugly, but I don't care about beautiness. What I care is about being strong. I'm gonna let it cool off. So after that I finish, I'm gonna weld the bar that is gonna go across. So I don't know if you get the picture, but the wheel is gonna be attached. The wheel is gonna be attached to this metal, so the weight falls on this heavy metal instead of the weak metal that the chair has, and hopefully that will uh, be enough to carry the weight of a person. The chair is already made to hold the weight of a person, so I don't see why not. Okay, all right, so let's cut it right there. I'll get back to you when I do some more stuff. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean this one a little bit off with the grinder. See how ugly it came out? I just want a little bit more pretty. Wear safety goggles. I'm gonna clean it up. I'll be back with you. Alright, so I cleaned this up a little bit. It looks a little bit better. Like I said, I don't care about beautiness. So, yeah. Once the other pieces cool off, I'm gonna clean it off, and then I'm gonna solder the other part, and we're getting one step closer to complete my invention. Alright guys, I just want you to see how I got that part built on both sides. Now the only thing I gotta do is measure the metal from here to here, and it seems like if it reads 22 and 1 2 5/8 or 9/16. 22 and 9/16. That's how it reads. So that's what I'm gonna be cutting. 22 and 9/16. And so here I am. I'm gonna cut 22 and 9/16. So I'm gonna mark it down and cut it. Okay, this is gonna be the reinforcement bar. Okay guys, so I cut the bar, the supporting bar, to the measurement. I just want to see so that way you can see the angles. That's where the solder is gonna go. I was able to hold it with a couple of clamps, and it's time for solder it. You know, to solder the bar on here and in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we're pretty much done with the leg. Okay, so I am about to solder the corners. Okay guys, so I soldered both sides. Ugly mother squawkers, but it's soldered. It's there. So now the whole weight of the tires is gonna fall on this metal. All right, not on the metal of the chair itself, which is just aluminum and it's kind of weak. Now we have a strong bar. So I'm gonna remove it and I'm gonna solder the other part. I'm just gonna let it cool off. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna remove all the clamps. My bar is pretty much set. However, I'm going to solder that part on the bottom. Alright. It's supposed to come out pretty easy like that. Take that out. No, not that easy, but anyway. Yeah. So now I'm gonna solder the inside. Okay, guys. So I got this thing soldered. I'm gonna remove it very carefully because last time I broke it. And I'm gonna solder this this other end to make it stronger right there in the corner. See the edges? I need to solder that just to give it a more stronger bond. And I'm gonna clean this ugly welding. Like I say, guys, I don't know how to weld. I know you're gonna be saying, what the heck is that? But it's alright. This is a do-yourselfer channel, so this is what it is. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna solder this part. I'm not gonna show you. You already know what I'm doing, so I'll come back to you. Alright, guys, so I got the that other part solder. This is it, and I'm done. I'm pretty much done with the frame. Like I said, this is just to give strength to the part where the wheels are going, and it's going to support all the weight of the person sitting there, in this case my mother. Alright, so it's going to go there. Gotta measure the holes and everything, and we're all set. Alright, so now I'm going to paint it. Just to give it a better look. You can paint it any color you want. I decided to paint it black because that's the same color of the chair. So, like I said, it's just so that way it looks a better look. Alright, I'm going to paint it outside and inside. Alright. And just gonna let it dry, turn it around, and paint the other side. Okay? Alright, guys. Let's do the next thing. To continue with the wheels, well, of course, we're gonna throw this 1/2-inch bolt through there. However, I need a washer so that way it can stand against this, the inner part of the bearing, not the outside. Now the problem is to find a small washer 1/2 inch wide. I don't think there is in the stores, so I'm gonna have to just fabricate my own. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm trying to do. The washer goes here, so that way the washer won't hit the wall. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. Now this is the outside of the wheel. The pivot, it's on the outside, and this is what I want to do. All right. Now the we don't need a washer on the bolt on this side because this thing, it already fits perfectly. It hits against the inside of the bearing. So this is what I do. See what I'm talking about? Okay, so now I'm gonna get it through. It's a little bit tight, but we're gonna get it through. That's it. You see? Now this is the inside, the outside part. Now I'm gonna have to worry about the inside. Now the inside, since I don't want these bolts to touch the frame that we did, then we're gonna need probably about 2 or 3 washers of the one that I just made. I'm gonna try with 2 first, and then I'll see what happens. If 2 it's okay, then we'll go with that. All right. So I'm gonna make 2 more. All right, guys. So what I need is a washer big enough to fit the 1/2 inch bolt, but small enough to touch just the inner part of the bearing, which was kind of hard to find, at least on those regular hardware stores. So since this is a do-it-yourselfer channel, I have to come out with a different way. So I purchased these washers. All right, they're 1/2 inch, and I have to reduce it. This is the part number, but I have to reduce them. And the way I reduce them is that I stick the washer in here, and I put the nut on the other side. I'm gonna tighten them up. It's gonna be tight. Need to get the pliers. Before I continue with the next step, I want to make sure that this is pretty tight to the metal before I make the hole in here. So I purchased these 10/32 by 2-inch bolts with nuts and lock washers, in which I'm gonna attach them right here on the higher part of the leg, so that way I can be ready for the next step to make the holes for the wheels. So let me do that, and from here to here I don't have to measure anything. I just want to make sure it's in the middle. Let me get my stuff and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, so what I'm looking in here is that I'm trying to center this out as far as this way goes in the center. I'm looking that this is all the way up before I start making the hole, and I think it's pretty much there. So I'm gonna start making the hole to put the bolts. All right, so I made the hole. Gonna get a 10/32 bolt. Gonna get a washer on the lock washer on the other side, a small lock washer. And así. And I'm gonna proceed to tighten this up, and we're on it. Okay, so I'm tightening this up. Okay, so I need to hold the other one, tighten them up, and this is ready to go. And the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I'll be back with you guys whenever I finish. Now, next is the good part. The hole of a 1/2 inch, and I want it low enough so that way the tire will be pretty good on the ground, but I don't want it too low so that way it can still grab metal. So what I'm thinking of doing is probably somewhere around here where my finger is at. I'm gonna put a little mark right there. Right there. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make the first hole over there. First I'm gonna measure it so that way I can get exactly the same size. I'm gonna measure it from the end of the tube to right here. That's gonna be the true measurement. So I'm gonna get the measurement and I'm gonna put it at 21 1/4. Okay, 21 1/4. That's gonna be the measurement that I'm gonna be using on the other side. So that way we'll be talking about the same place. So I'm gonna start making the hole. I'm gonna start small first. I'm gonna use the same drill bit, and I want to make sure it's on the middle, and I'm gonna start making the hole. So I gotta go all the way through. And once I get it, I'll be back with you. And I got it all the way through. And I'm gonna start escalating, putting bigger size, little by little. I don't want to rush because it's harder to make the 1/2" hole. So I'm gonna start making a bigger hole. Okay, so now I'm going with the 3/8. I'm gonna go with the 3/8. Yeah, sometimes with the drill bits, they're not. I can tell this drill bit it's gone. So I'm gonna jump to 5/16. Hopefully this 5/16 is better. Oh yeah, way much better. Perfect. So I got the 5/16. I'm gonna try to jump to 1/2. That's a next size. And let's see what we got right here. Bang! Got it, guys. So I got the hole. All right. So I got one side. Pretty good. Make sure to clean the edges, and now we gotta clean them up to the bottom with a file. Gotta stick the wheel on it and continue with the other side. So this is how this thing is gonna go. The washer that we made the first time, the bearing, the bolt, and on the other side we're gonna get the washer that we made. We're gonna take this off, the bearing, another washer, the big washer, and we're gonna put the whole wheel inside the hole, just like this. Oh, how beauty. Look at that. Alright, and on this side we're gonna put a big washer, lug washer, and we're all set. What we got, it's gonna be a washer, a lug washer, and the nut. Alright, this is how it is. We're gonna tighten them up, and we're pretty much done on the wheel, on one of the wheels. Gotta keep working on the other one, and obviously I'm not gonna show you how to do the other one because it's exactly the same thing as the other one. Okay, make sure it turns. We're gonna tighten this up. And bingo, man. It still turns. And we're on it. So I'm gonna show you the sequence of the tire and bolt. Okay, tire and bolt. So this is the bolt, the 1/2-inch bolt. Remember that the pivot, it has to go out. So you're gonna put the bearing. This bearing is gonna make pressure against the okay, so you're gonna put the bearing. This bearing is gonna put pressure against the wheel, and then we're gonna put the bolt. All right, once we put the bolt, we're gonna get it through the 1/2-inch, but on the other side we want the other bearing. By the way, I don't know if I told you, the bearings that I purchased on Granger's, they're $4 each. Model number R as Robert, number 8, ZC, P as a Peter, R as a Robert, and X. On the other side, I'm gonna put the bearing, and then we're gonna put one of the washers that we made. All right. Then we're gonna put a big washer. Then we're gonna put a big washer. Then we're gonna run it through the hole. All right. So now, on the other side, all we need to put is a big washer. Big washer in the sequence that I'm showing you. The lock washer and the nut. And we're all set, guys. This is the sequence. Okay? So, the bolt is putting pressure in the middle part, and it's still going to turn even though the bearing is putting pressure on the wheel. So we have a turning wheel. All right, like the one on the bottom is already tied. Look how freely, this is so good. So now we got this one, we got to tighten them up, and we're all set as far as the wheel goes. The frame is tight, the frame is hard, the frame is strong. I think this is gonna hold on pretty good. So the only thing we got to do is test it on the beach, and which we're gonna go next week, guys. And we're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna test it out with my mom. She's disabled. It's not completely disabled, but she can walk long distances. All right, guys, let me tighten them up. Alright guys, I got it on. Check this out. That's looking pretty epic, guys. Alright, so this is the wheel. Check that out. Seat. I still gotta do some modifications because I wanted to pull it instead of push it. I think it'll be better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a couple of long PVC, probably 1.5, bend it, put it in with a couple of sticks in there, and that's gonna be the pulling. But as far as the wheel, check that out, man. Damn, it really came out pretty good. I'm surprised with myself, guys. It's my own invention, so hopefully we can make it work at the beach. All right guys, so let's continue with it. All right, to pull it, guys, I have this idea, and which I want to stick a PVC in here with a pin, and that will be my puller. I want to pull instead of push. So the measurement in here that I have on my handle, you know, the thickness, it's about 1 3/4. So I'm gonna figure out what size of PVC I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna flatten it, the PVC, so that way it can go in and then put a pin, and that's it. The project is done. All right, guys. The arms, I'm gonna get it off, the pulling arms for the wheelchair. I'm gonna get it off of 1.5 pipe, and I'm gonna make it 38 inches and 1/4. That's the size the other one was, and that's I think the length that it's good for it. All right, so it's 38 and 1/4. All right guys, so I want to show you how this thing got flattened. Got a little bit crooked, but it doesn't really matter. So this will fit straight in here. Oh yeah, just like I wanted for the handle. I'm gonna put some pins, and boom, this is gonna be the push, or no, the pull, my pull bars. I purchased some special pins for it, and bingo, that's it. I'll show you the pins, and let's see how it works on the beach. I need to test it out on the beach. I'll show you how to do the pins that I got for easy removal, because you don't want those things on there all the time. So here we go, 38 and 1/4. I could use the electronic. Excuse me guys, it'll be faster, but nah, I'm gonna do it by hand. PVC cuts real easy. Alright, so I got the arm. So what I'm gonna do to make it fit on the arm of my chair is that I'm gonna put a heat gun through one of the sides, and I'm gonna bang it on this side until I flatten it, and I'm gonna put them on the vise until it cools off, and that's about it. Okay guys, so let's do it. So what I'm doing is that I put the heat gun on high. I'm gonna cool this off, heat them up. Also on the inside. This is what I want to be really hot. Once the thing is hot enough, you're gonna bang it. If it doesn't go to where you want to, just heat them up a little bit more. And then we're gonna heat them up. So we're gonna bring it to the vise. Fry quite a bit. All right. The only thing we got left to do is to put the handles, and the only thing I'm concerned is if this is gonna hold on to the weight, but I think so. All we gotta do is push it all the way and start making the hole right in the middle. And this is for the pin. And it's a 1/2 inch. We got one, and the pin goes like this. Guess I have to make it better. There you go. And then we put the pin, and this is it. This is how it's gonna work. Got to do the other side, and bingo, we got our chairs. All right. Okay, guys, this is it. I'm gonna paint these black, and you'll see the final results. All right. I'm gonna do the other side, the wood finish, and this is the sand beach, and I'm gonna show it to you whenever it's tested and done. Okay. I got the finished product right here. I'm ready to go and test it out at the beach. Pretty much the way it works is like that. I'm gonna show you in a minute. Alright. Yep, so pretty much you grab it like that. And ready to go, guys. However, I'm going to suggest you that if you have the money to put the 2 extra wheels on the front, that I'm probably going to do later on. I don't know if I'm going to include it on the video or not, because this over here it might get a little bit heavy. So with 4 wheels, it will be no problem to be pushing it. Alright guys, so this is the finished product. Like I say, you bring this up, you bring the person to whatever you want to bring it, the sand beach. And alright guys, don't forget to subscribe on my channel, because the next video I'm gonna make, it's gonna be pretty epic. Alright guys.